So we could probably talk about the Harris-Trump presidential debate all night long, whether it being Kamala's scripted answers to all the questions, the biased moderators, Trump getting the most sound bites, him being irritated, they're killing the cats and dogs, whatever it is. But the big question that needs to be answered is, what is the impact? And the impact, according to Dr. Phil's audience, might not be what you expect.
This debate, which was really hyped as being a big thing, did this underdeliver or did it deliver? Did this actually mean something to you? In the back, stand up.
Hi, my name is Shelley. I'm also standing, so. I think, I came into this with an open mind. I really, really wanted Vice President Harris to hit it out of the park. I don't think she did. I think she did better than some people expected her to. The cackle was not there. I kept waiting for it, and it didn't come. But I still didn't get answers. I didn't get answers to fundamental questions that we need to know as voters. And we just keep getting circled around that.
Like what? What did you not get an answer to?
Her economic plans. What is an opportunity economy? What does that mean? Who's paying for the tax cuts that she's proposing? Because in my opinion, giving people down payment assistance on houses just drives inflation up higher. Who's paying for all of these child tax credits? That's just the taxpayers coming out of pocket and hurting the middle class again. So I don't think that we got to the meat and potatoes of the things that really matter. And we know from Donald Trump's presidency before, he can fix the economy. So I was really looking for her to make an impact on my thought process tonight, and she didn't deliver that.
I'll be the first to be honest. Kamala was a good speaker at the debate. That doesn't mean she performed well. She wasn't able to lay out her policies on how she was going to fix things. Only a handful of actual policies like stealing Trump's child tax credit. This is an election of the moderates and independents. These are people that have problems with both candidates. And as much as I don't understand how you can not be sure who to vote for at this stage of the election, to truly understand them, you have to try to see it from their side. On one hand, you got Kamala Harris, someone that has been hidden from the media and not really at the center of attention the past 3.5 years. Independents may recognize she is Biden's right-hand woman and don't really want to vote for her because the state of the economy and world are a total crapshoot. And Trump can't keep his mouth shut. It only causes headaches when listening about him on the constant negative media coverage. That would be their minds, not mine. I am fully capable of seeing through the media's BS, and I like a sarcastic Trump. But overall, the debate, we got Trump being Trump and Kamala still being an unknown. So I can see why the needle hasn't moved at all. But according to Dr. Phil's audience, it leans significantly toward Trump, while the majority of people said it didn't change their mind on who they'll vote for. And that's all we want to hear. But I'd like you to listen to the two body language experts on the true level of media bias in the debate.
Was there bias by the moderators today?
Well,
in y'all's opinion?
Let's just look at body language. Look at the facial expressions of people when they're looking at Trump. There was clearly a bias against Trump in their faces. Let's take my other opinion. This is all my opinion. There's a little bit of a thumb on the scale when you ask one person 2 questions in a row as the primary question, and it's a softball question. That feels like bias to me. I would challenge them to tell me why that's not bias if I were in his situation.
Mm-hmm. At the same time, we're seeing the commentators, they would be speaking at the same time President Trump was. So as he's trying to finish his answer, they would not only answer, they would keep talking as well. And you can tell, and I believe, if I'm correct here, the volume of his microphone might have been a little bit hotter than everybody else's. That's why he sounded so loud. He was speaking loudly, but I think you'll hear this when you listen back and forth. This is my opinion.
Well, let me remind everybody that Scott's a Grammy-nominated music producer, so he knows a little bit about sound.
So I pay attention to that stuff a little bit. So he sounded a little bit louder to me, so that whether that was on purpose to make him sound more aggressive, I don't know, but he was pretty loud in there.
Here were the questions until I had to walk over here. When it comes to the economy, do you believe Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago? Do you believe Americans can afford higher prices because of tariffs? To Trump, why should women trust you on the issue of abortion? To Harris, why did the Biden administration wait until 6 months before the election to take action on immigration? To Trump, how would you deport 11 million undocumented immigrants? To Harris, why have so many of your policy positions changed? Fracking, assault rifles, the border. To Trump, is there anything you regret about what you did on January 6th? Do you acknowledge that you lost the 2020 election. And in each of these questions to Trump, there were fact-check follow-up questions, and I didn't hear that to Harris.
Nor did I, and there's a way you ask a question. I interrogated people for a long time, and when you're doing that, you want to look at, how do I ask the question? Why didn't you say, why have you not done anything about the border, as opposed to Trump, didn't you? There's a more negative tone often towards Trump. At the end of the day, this is about finding out what they think and giving everybody a chance to understand it. And I thought it was a little heavy-handed at times, just my opinion.
You know, I thought I noticed that about Trump's microphone. He definitely sounded louder, and they probably wanted to emphasize his irritation. But I think the problem with ABC's moderators is that they think moderators have the authority to fact-check a candidate. That's for the American people to decide, and for the opposing candidate to dismantle. A 3v1 is not fair to us American people to be able to listen to. I wouldn't want Fox News to fact-check Kamala Harris if they moderated the debate. Obviously, that's fantasy land. Kamala would truly expose herself if she was in a Fox News debate. But debates are essentially a TV show, and I think a lot of people don't realize that. A person wins more votes if they're able to speak in a way that makes the other person feel comfortable voting for them. It's a soundbite competition and entertainment. But I myself, someone who has accepted facts and reality, don't find entertainment in listening to Kamala speak in her language. Deception, lies, and scams.